Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Awesomely Niri here, and I'm bringing you a Valentine's Day makeup tutorial. I wanted to bring you sexy yet classy, and I hope that that's what I did. So without further ado, just keep watching. So first things first, we are obviously priming. I'm going to use the Milani Make It Last setting spray, which also doubles as a primer, and I'm going to use this e.l.f. hydrating face primer. For foundation, I am so excited to announce that I'm going to be using the Maybelline Superstay Full Coverage Foundation. It is my first time using it, so I'm kind of excited to see what it wears like. With a damp beauty blender, I'm just going to make sure this blends out completely all over my face. Here I am with one layer of foundation. I would say it does have some decent coverage. As with any foundation that I'm testing out, I like to put on a second layer. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put on a second layer to see if it really does build up to full coverage. Because right now I see my birthmark right there, obviously, and I still see a couple blemishes. So I'm going to see if that second layer really builds it up. Wow, so this foundation plays absolutely no games. As you can see, I applied the second layer and it has very good coverage. I would say this is a full coverage foundation. The only thing is you do have to cake it up. This is only, like I said, the second layer, so I guess the first time around you just have to place a very decent amount on your face. But it does blend out very beautiful. It has a very natural yet satiny finish. I love the fact that it's not completely matte, but it's not a full satin finish either. I like that it doesn't feel heavy on my face. Although I did cake it on, I don't feel like I did cake it on, and I feel like it's going to stay in place. Let's see how it upholds with powders and everything else on my face, so let's move on. For concealer, I'm going to go in with my Tarte Shape Tape. Then I'm going to blend that out with the other end of my beauty sponge. So for setting my face, I'm going to use the Laura Mercier Translucent Powder for my under eye, and for my face, I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder. Just taking my beauty blender, swiping right into it, tapping off the excess, and rolling it onto my face. Then we're just going to brush away any excess powder. For bronzer and blush, I'm going to use this from Charlotte Tilbury, and it is the Face Sculpt and Blush. This is what it looks like. How adorable is this? Like, beautiful. It comes with this little brush. I'm going to use this for the bronzer. Let's just hope and pray that this bronzer will actually warm up my face. So I'm pounting into that. I see the little glitter specks. I'm not afraid of a little shimmer. And let's go in. Right off the bat, I see that it's very cool toned. I've never used a cool toned bronzer. I like more of a warmer tone, but I'm going to continue to use it and see how it looks overall. Before I create a disaster, I'm not gonna go on with this bronzer because I think it's a little too cool tone for me. When something's a little too cool tone, it just gives off this muddy brown effect, more like gray effect, and that's not the kind of bronzer I'm into. So I'm just gonna go on with my Marc Jacobs Tantric bronzer. I'm just gonna use the same brush and go in with my bronzer. And crisis averted. We're going to move on to blush, and we're going to use the blush from the palette, this bubblegum pink, which is usually not my kind of color, but it is Valentine's Day, so why not? And I'm going to go in with my usual e.l.f. angled brush, tap some of that excess off, and go in. So the blush I absolutely love. It is not powdery, it is super pigmented, it blends beautifully, and it even has a little bit of that shimmer. It's not overwhelming, it's very natural-esque. Like I said, if that's not what you're into, might not be the blush for you, but bronzer, not a big fan of, but the blush in the palette, beautiful. It is time for eyes, and I'm super excited to be using the Morphe 15D palette. I have used this once before, but this is my first time using it on camera. This is just heaven. Look at those beautiful shades. This palette, when I saw it, it was just like, reminded me of like everyday warm tones, everyday go-to makeup looks, even dark moody looks. It just really, I just saw it and I knew I had to have it. Our very first shade, we're gonna go in with the very first shade in the pan, and it is shade Natural. I'm going to take an R31 Morphe brush, and I'm just going to dust that all over my lid to soften up that foundation. With the Morphe Y17 brush, we're going to go in with this shade in the crease, and we're literally going to put it in the crease. I'm going to deepen things up with this shade here, and it is called Forever. And I'm going in with a Morphe Y19 brush, a little more defined than the Y17. And that is going in the middle of our crease. On the outside, as well as the outer corner. Drag that over, and the inner corner. As you can see, I'm making patting motions on the outside and the inner corner, and then just gently swooping that over on the crease. When you pat the color and place it where you want it, it just gives you more control as opposed to swiping it on. So before we build up that color to be too intense, we're going to go back with our second color, which was in the crease with that same brush. We're going to dab very gently and then make sure that all of that blends in cohesively and the shadows are not too harsh, laying on top of each other. You don't have to get too much from the palette, or even with an empty brush. You just go in and make sure all of that blends in nicely. Then you can go back with the shade Forever and continue to build that. I've been dying to try this mauvey brown color. It's been staring at me since I got it, so let's just throw that into the mix. Now we're going to go in with a Luxie 121 brush, my favorite brush to go in with deeper shades, and that is going to go on the outer corner. And when most of the product has been placed down, you're going to gently go over very low on the crease, and then tap some into the inner corner. So after applying at least 3 layers of that color, because it is so intense, we're going to go back with that color Forever, the brown one, and then just make sure it is blended in nicely, just like we've done with every other color before this. We are all done with the matte shades. We're going to move on to the middle of our lid. As you can see, we created a little bit of a halo eye effect. And the first shade I want to go in with is Spark for the middle of our lid. And I'm going to take a M124 flat brush by Morphe. And I'm going to just pick up as much as I can. Then I'm going to spray the brush. Anytime you want to intensify a glitter or shimmer or metallic shade, you spray the brush and it just does that for you. So we're applying the shade to the middle of our lid. Such a pretty shade. It's like a light champagne golden shade. And we're gonna go in again, pick up as much as we can on the brush, spray the brush with whatever setting spray works, and then just build that until it's as intense as you want it. So what I'm going to do next, I'm just going to flip to the other side of the brush and go in with this darker bronzier shade called Bronze Beauty. And I'm just going to put that right on top of the brush. I'm just going to put that right on top of the color we just placed down. So I'm going to take some of that onto our brush, spray the brush once, let it soak in, and then just put that right on top of the color. This is my first time using the shimmer shades in the palette, and I can say that they're beautiful. So with any halo eye, you're going to go back with that last matte color you used, and you're just going to dab at the edges of the glitter to make it a little ombre blended in effect. You don't want that shimmery glitter shade to just be sitting on top of your eyelid all harsh. So you're going to do that to both sides. Just gently patting in the matte shade to the edge. With an e.l.f. eye crease brush, we're just going to go in with the last 3 matte shades on our bottom lid. this is our eye look completed, and I'm debating on whether or not to do a wing. I think it's been a while since I've done it on camera, and we do need some drama because it is a national holiday, and we're trying to go for sexy and bold because I always love bold. So let's add a wing. So as I mentioned in my favorites video, my obsession right now with winged eyeliner is the Morphe gel eyeliner in Slate, and the accompanying brush, it is the M443. This is what I've preferred to do my wing with lately. The consistency is so easy to work with. It's super black, so if you want dark black eyeliner, this is definitely the gel eyeliner for you. Start with the outline. Take it down. Line the rest of your lid. This is super hard to do on camera, by the way. Once you got your outline, you begin to fill in. I just realized I got closer and closer to the mirror, which is right here. But yeah, this is how you do a wing liner. I wasn't very good at talking about it. I feel like if I talk and actually do it at the same time, it will just totally jinx me. But this is my wing. I'm gonna do the other eye, do my brows, add some lashes, and I'll be right back. Hi guys, I am back. Brows are done. If you want to see exactly how I do my brows, I will link down the video of my brow tutorial down in the description bar. My lashes are Ardell Demi Wispies, which I love. You don't even feel like you have anything on with these. If you don't like bold and dramatic lashes, these are definitely the pair for you. I love that you can build them up with mascara without it looking too clumpy, or you can leave it very natural looking. Either or works for me. My eyeliner, it is by Morphe, and it is this beautiful wine color. It is called Wine Me, and it is a lip liner, but it also doubles as an eyeliner. So if you want a cheap lip liner or eyeliner that are super pigmented and long lasting, definitely check out the Morphe one. For highlighter, we are going to go in with the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighting Powder. This is shade Crown of My Canopy, and it is so pink. I thought Precious Petals is the one that I have, and it's very rose gold. This one is just straight up pink, so I'm interested to see how this is going to look on my skin. I'm just going to use my same beauty blender, rub it on. Oh shit, that is off the hook. Whoa. I barely tapped into that. It also has a bit of a sparkle, like chunks of glitter in it, but very, very fine. If you like intense highlighter, this is definitely for you. what is Valentine's Day without a red lip? Like, come on. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Paints lipstick, and I am wondering, it doesn't say if it's a gloss or a matte, but just by the word paints, I'm just gonna go with it being very glossy. So this is shade DIY Red. This is my first time using it, and let's see how it applies. Damn, this is a bold lip. So if you're not into it, you can always go with a nude matte lip or a nude lip filled with some gloss on top. But at first I was a little intimidated by it, I'm not gonna lie, but the more I stared at myself, the more I liked it. This is definitely a gloss. It's definitely dense and it's definitely thick. The more you apply, the glossier it is, but you don't need a lot. I was just experimenting with it. It's very, after it all settles in, it's a bit lightweight. Like, you definitely feel it, you definitely know that it's a gloss, but it's not goopy. It all has set and it doesn't feel like it's gonna move around a lot. Trust me, I'm not a fan of glosses for the same reason. The second I put them on, I can just tell right away whether it's gonna be a nuisance or not. This, what I like about it, it's not like a slippery gloss. When I first applied it, it was very dense and thick with the way that it moved. It was definitely smooth, but it wasn't the type that just swiped right on. So you kind of have control over how much you put on since it's very pigmented and very dense. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Let me know if you're gonna try it out. I would love to see any recreations, your version. Please don't forget to like, subscribe. I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye guys.